We'll hold down Shift and Alt to select the loop of all that. Hit S to scale it inwards to make it a bit more thick like the rest of them. And I scale it down even more actually because it's kind of small. And then we'll hit S to scale it inwards so it's a bit more like the thickness. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. Now for the C, we'll do the same exact thing. And then the only thing we have left after that's a P. So we'll we'll do these together because why not? I will select the one for the I. We'll duplicate that. Hit S to scale it on up, and move it on over. You can probably guess what we're gonna do. Rotate it. It doesn't have to be like that. I just want to do that. We will move it until it's approximately in the center in all the places. You might make sure it's in the center of all of these. Then we'll go ahead and, of course, like you thought, we'll just hit Tab to go into edit mode. Delete all of these ones we do not need. Just like this. Vertices. Delete vertices. And then we'll just move it. Actually, I don't want this one either. There we go. And we'll rotate it by hitting R, Y, and that looks good. We'll maybe scale these, move these out. So GY a little bit, GX. Move it out just a little bit, and I think that looks good. We'll hit S to scale it. Actually, we'll hit S to scale these inwards. So we'll select those, and we'll scale them in a little bit. I don't want it to be that thick. But see, now we're having problems. So let's do it by hand. I'm trying to cheat and duplicate that one. Let's go ahead and mesh RX90. And no, actually, let's add more vertices first. So I want to hit Shift A, circle, and we'll add more vertices because this one's kind of big, so it's going to be easier to see if it's choppy. So we'll add 64 instead of 32, and then we'll hit RX90. We'll scale it down to approximately the size we need it to be, and then we'll move it up to where we need it to be, about right there. 1 to go back into the view. And we'll hit SX, SZ to scale on the Z axis and move it over because this C is not exactly a circle. So it's a little bit off of a circle, so we'll go ahead and try and match that. About that. I want to keep this line in the center as much as is possible. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Of all of the areas. It's not exactly going to be perfect, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and delete all the vertices that we do not need. So actually, we'll do this first. We'll hit E, we'll double tap A, select everything, E, extrude. Scale it downwards, obviously, and then we'll hit C to go to brush select, and we'll just brush all of these vertices that we do not want. Hit delete vertices, and now we're good. We can scale it up a little bit, and I think that looks fine. Move it down, scale it up a little bit more. Yes, okay, it's too thick, so we'll select this inner ring by holding down Shift and Alt. Hit S to scale it inwards because it's too thick. About that looks good, and I want to move these two. GX, sorry, GX. Yeah, and then we'll move them down, scale them down, so SZ. There we go. All right, so that C looks good, and I want to go ahead and do the P. That's what we're doing, the P. So hit Control S to save once again, just in case, you never know. And we'll hit Shift A, circle RX90, so many steps. And then we'll hit move this on up. This tutorial's going to be like 6 parts, but that's fine. We'll hit 1 to go into the cameras. It's in the front view. Hit GX. And we'll hit S to scale this inwards. And then we will kind of move it about right there. Tab to go into edit mode. E to extrude. S to scale it downwards. And we will do something like that. Now, for this, we're going to go ahead and double tap A to unselect everything. Hit B to box select everything except for these last two. So I want to get them when they're going straight across. This is the straight up and down vertices right here. So I want to delete all that. So vertices, I don't need anything past that. Then we're going to select both of these. So we're both of those and then both of these. Then we're going to hit E to extrude, and we're just going to extrude them outwards. This one, the bottom one needs to stop about right there, so we'll stop them. And then we'll select this one, and we'll move it past the P, because that's where it's supposed to go. And then we'll select this this top piece right here. And then we'll select both of these, hold on Shift, and then we'll just move that down, because it's not supposed to be intersecting that way. So, now we have all of the lines there, which looks great. We'll go ahead and hit B to box select. We'll select all that, and we'll deselect anything we don't need. Actually, I'll hold down Shift and we'll select all the ones we missed by accident, so all of those. And then we can hold down B, we can hit B, sorry. And then middle mouse button to deselect all the things we do not need anymore. This one too. There we go. Deselect all that except for, nope, you too. Deselect everything except for the actual letters moving around, just in case anything else moves. It's fine the way it is. All right, so now I want to go ahead and move these up so we can see what's... Actually, wait, I don't want to do that because they're in the perfect place right now. So I want to make sure these are all in the same row. So what we're going to do is, before we do that, I want to select one of them and then go to Modifiers tab and go to Solidify. And this solidify, which one did I select? Oh, this one, that's right. So I'll solidify by 0.2, maybe. I think that looks good. 0.2. Yeah, 1.2 looks good for the solidify. Then we'll go ahead and we'll add in a subdivision surface modifier, and we'll bump that up to 2. Now we're going to have to fix these up by hand, but that is fine. You know what? Instead, actually, let's leave it harsh. I like the blocks. I like the block. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I might decide to fix that in a second, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's go ahead and hit Control L link. This time modifiers, but you can see it's going to do some weird stuff here because they're not all applied to the same thing. So let's go ahead and do that first. We'll hit Object. Let's Object apply scale. And we have to delete this solidify modifier for a second. Select all these again, deselect the things we don't need, and select the ones we do, and we are good. All right, that's why I want to. This is why I wanted to move them up. So we will move them. We'll move them over here. We'll move them way up, because we have to change the y-axis value anyway. So that's fine. We'll move them over here just so we can get them easy, real quick. Now for each of these, I want to go ahead and object apply scale. And then we can just do this by hand. We can hit B to box, select them all, object, apply, scale, and then for each of these we can select them all again, and we should be able to do the solidify modifier now. 1.2. That's way too much. That's why I thought that was way too much. It should be like something like 0.05 or something like that. 0.5. No, that's still too much. We'll go and do 0.01, 0.02, 0.025. 0.03 values. Yeah, we'll do 0.03 for the thickness, and then we should be able to go and control modifiers. There we go. Now everything's perfect the way that it is. So that looks good. Now I want to go ahead and make sure these are all in the same y-axis value so we can move them all together, because right now you can see some of them are not in line with each other. So we'll go ahead, open up this right-hand side panel here, and we will make sure the y value is the same for everyone. So we'll go -24. That's a nice place to remember the number. So -24. We can go ahead and select that number, hit Control C to copy it. Then we'll just select it, Control V, move on, Control V, move on, just so we don't have to type that over and over again. There we go. Much easier. Control V, then we just click somewhere, and it does it for us. We don't even have to enter. And we just do this for the rest of them, and then we can move them back where they're supposed to go, and they will all be on the same exact place that we need them to be. And then once we've done this, we have one more thing to do. I think just one, and then we are finished with this project. We can go ahead and move these back now by selecting all. We hit B to box select, of course. GY, move these all backwards, and then we'll move them onto inside of the Y, but not intersecting about right there. I don't want them to intersect with the yellow. So that looks good. All right, now with all of those still selected, do not deselect them yet. We'll go and turn off our overlays up there. Our Y, what happened to our Y? We have to fix our U. Sorry, not our Y. We have to fix our U. Something strange happened right there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and while we have them all selected still, we'll go ahead and go to the materials tab. We will add a new material. This material will be an emission material. And we'll change the color to a yellow, U right there. We'll change the color to a nice, vibrant yellow, something like that. And then we'll change the strength to somewhere around 3. And actually, we don't need it to be, well, actually, can we, let's see. Do I really want to? I do want it to be a mission. I want it to be a mission, even though it looks kind of flat, because it looks cool. But you know what? I have an idea. Let's do this. Let's split our window into 2. Up at the top there, we'll grab that little triangle piece. Our cursor is going to turn into that. I don't know if you can see that, but we turn that and we split it into 2.